What's up, interwebs? Big Blue here, coming at you with a Warcraft review, and that's not reaction because I saw it yesterday, but it's my Warcraft review. Up front, I'm going to do it with no spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, you get my thoughts on it. Stick around towards the later half of the video, and I'll get into some spoiler stuff about this movie. So, Warcraft. Duncan Jones has given us what a lot of fans have wanted for a very, very long time, which is a really good Warcraft movie. As a fan of the franchise and a fan of the game World of Warcraft, I loved this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. The visual effects were awesome. The score was really good. The acting was good. I mean, there was obviously some issues with some of the performances, but given what the material is, how can there not be a little bit of issues? It's going to come across a little cheesy, but for the most part, I ate this up with a spoon. I thought it was a lot of fun at the movies. As a fantasy movie, it was good. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here. I'm not a blind fanboy. I understand that this movie definitely had some problems as far as some of the dialogue was a little, like I said, campy and cheesy. Some of the performances were a little bit wooden. Not going to win any Academy Awards or anything like that, so don't go thinking that it's this huge cinematic masterpiece or anything like that, but it certainly was a lot of fun. Some of the key things that really stood out to me was the character of Durotan, who is the leader of the orcs. I loved his character. I loved the development that they gave him. I loved the actor who portrayed him. I don't remember who that was or anything else that I've seen him in. Let's just, since I'm sitting in front of the computer, scrolling down. Toby Kebbell, that's what I thought, and I don't know that he's anything. Yeah, Dawn of Planet of the Apes, Prince of Persia, Rock and Roller, Wrath of the Titans. Nothing that I've, oh, he played Von Doom in that horrible. Yeah, never mind. He was good in it, but that movie was terrible. Anyway, so yeah, I loved the performance that he gave. I thought that was done very, very well. I liked that character and how they developed him. I loved the portrayal of the orcs. I play Alliance on the in World of Warcraft just because I think they're prettier than the Horde. But I've always loved the lore of the Horde side a lot more than the lore on the Alliance side. Just the coming through the dark portal and being refugees in a new world who are hunted and whatnot. I've always found that fascinating, and this movie did a really good job of portraying the fact that a lot of the orcs in this movie are victims. They are not the villain. And I think that this movie did a wonderful job of reminding us that just because we don't understand something doesn't give us immediate cause to hate it. But it also goes to the fact that in desperation, we will reach out to those people who make us feel secure. And in this case, it was Gul'dan, who was a demon-possessed warlock that was trying to kill everything. Not exactly who you want to put your trust in, and some of the orcs learned that the hard way. But, and again, not going into any spoilers or anything, but I really loved that aspect of it. I loved the set designs and the production designs. I thought that they did an amazing job at capturing the look and feel of the world of the Warcraft universe, as far as from Azeroth to Draenor to Stormwind to Ironforge, Karazhan, even frickin' Goldshire and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a spoiler, but if you've played the game, then you know what Goldshire is. And if you haven't played the game, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, anyway, as far as some negatives, like I said, some of the acting was a little bit stiff. Some of the dialogue given by the king, Lane, who was played by Dominic Cooper, who I love Dominic Cooper. I think he's a really good actor. If you're not watching Preacher on AMC, you should be watching Preacher because he's crushing it in that role. And if you are a fan of the Marvel Universe, he played the young Howard Stark in the Captain America First Avenger movie and in the Agent Carter TV series. So he's been on people's geek radar for quite some time, and I think he did a really, really good job in this movie. I just wish that The King hadn't been written quite so... I don't even know. It just wasn't written... I was expecting him to be like Varian Wren, his son, actually, in the movie, who's a kid in the movie, doesn't have any lines at all, but in the game, those of you who are familiar with the lore of the game, you know that Varian is a raw war, king, like you would expect King Arthur or something like that to be, and King Lang just didn't come across as regal to me, but that's one of the issues that I had with it. The other big issue I had with it was very predictable. If you're a fan at all of movies of this type of nature, then you could see the ending coming a mile away. It was a little bit on the nose, if you will. But those to me are things that I can overlook just because of how much fun I had with this movie. As far as the humor in it, there's a lot of really good comedic moments between the two main human characters, who are Lothar and Khadgar. They have a couple of really, really funny moments together, and the two orcs main characters have some funny moments together. And it really goes to show the camaraderie of this universe, and that it's not all just dark and brooding Lord of the Rings written by Tolkien, directed by Peter Jackson, and we must get the ring to Mordor. It's fun. It's based on a video game. It looks like it's based on a video game. The animation is... World of Warcraft is very cartoonish, and that comes across in the animation style. Not that the animation style looks cartoony, but just the way that they move and stuff like that. It's all photoreal, and it looks amazing. The graphics in this are incredible. But you could definitely tell that the source material that they are given is a very cartoonish type video game. There's really good, intense action in it. There's a couple of moments, like I said, negative-wise, that are very predictable. That there's one line that happens that somebody says something, and you're immediately like, oh, that guy's gonna die. And eventually that character does indeed pass away. So there's a lot of stuff that's really just kind of... They could have written it a little bit better, I think, but other than that... I really, really enjoyed this. My score out of 10 for this is going to be about an 8.5. So, that's it on the non-spoilery part of this video. Let's go ahead and talk about, get into some spoilers here. So, if you haven't seen the film, you can pause this, come back to it after you have seen it. I highly recommend going to see it, especially in the IMAX 3D, because with the animation style, the way that this movie is, and the scope of it, highly recommended. Okay, so, you have been warned. Spoiler time. They used polymorph. They fucking sheeped a guard. Oh, I loved it. It was great. I just ate it up. I mean, at one point, Lothar's in a prison, and Khadgar comes to rescue him, and he's trying to bribe the guard, or Lothar's trying to bribe the guard to open the gate, and the guard's just like... And all of a sudden, he's a sheep. And Khadgar comes in and says... Oh, it only works on the weak-minded, and it only lasts for about a minute. So that just... I'm done. Tap out. Ready to go. That was awesome. The other thing, I mean, just all the fan service things. The dwarves looked amazing. The night elves looked great. The Draenei in the cages. Gul'dan with the things on his back. I mean, it was all so good. Murloc. There was a fucking Murloc in the movie as they're walking on the road going to... Goldshire. There's a summoning stone that you see in the background. They never make mention of it. That's just there. The griffins flying around. It's like, hey, first of all, the griffins fighting for him. I want my fucking epic mount to do that in the game. I fly around on a freaking skeletal dragon. It don't fight for me. What the hell? I'm okay. Anyway, yeah, and the action was great. My biggest gripe with the story of this movie is how King Lane died at the end. I hated that he just told Gamora, hey, you have to kill me to make peace. It just didn't make any sense. He was going to die anyway, and if you're going to go down, you just go down. I don't understand. I don't know, maybe I'm just not seeing the big picture. Hopefully if there's a sequel, because apparently it's crushing it overseas. It's not doing too well in the US, but in China, it's all those damn gold farmers going to see this movie, which, hey, if they're going to go see it, they'll make another one, I'm good with that. Excellent. So, but the dwarves, like I said, were good. The night elves, the look of the night elves was exactly how they are in the movie, but there's just something about seeing a night elf in real life, or on screen, I should say, photorealized costume night elf that just makes you go, what's up with those fucking ears? In the game, it works. It makes sense. It looks like they're supposed to be there. But in the context, seeing them next to other humans, it's like, no, it just doesn't look right. But it does. It looks perfect. It's exactly what it's supposed to look like. It just looks weird. But the dwarves were awesome. He hands him a boomstick. I mean, I play a hunter in the game, so when he handed him the gun, he's looking down the barrel. I was like, what the hell is this? It's like, it's great. So, I loved this movie, and like I said, I gave it an 8.5. It definitely had its problems, and I could see why some of the people that are giving it some negative reactions and negative reviews are giving it the negative reviews that they're giving it. But for me and my money, I'm going to go see it again and again. I thought it was a lot of fun at the movies. So that's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what your thoughts are on Warcraft Movie. Type down in the comments below. You can tweet to me anytime, just at the InterWebs Show. I always respond on Twitter just because nobody tweets to me. So y'all be the first. Send us a tweet just at the InterWebs Show. Follow us there. You can follow us also on Facebook, just the InterWeb Chat Show. No, InterWeb Show, excuse me. And until then, we will see you guys. Oh, one more thing. If you happen to be playing WoW, I am on the Azure Mist server. I play a night elf hunter named Atera and a dwarf warrior named Thonag. I'm obviously on the Alliance side, so if you happen to be on, drop me a message. Let me know that you watch my shows and my channel. And until next time, we will see you in Azeroth.